Hi, Bill May here, and I've got an interesting question for you today.
What was life like for American immigrants during the end of the 19th century?
Now, you may be wondering why I'm asking you this question. Well, I'll tell you. I've been on the run and in hiding for quite a while now, and in one of the abandoned houses I was staying at, I found a book on one of the shelves. It's called My Antonia. And I read the first few chapters, and it kind of related to me. And it got me thinking, maybe I have an immigrant history. We all do, right? We live in America, we must. So, I did some digging, and I had to do some research about possible immigrant ancestors. So, I did some research, really thorough stuff. Dug right into it, you know. And I learned a few things from that research. My great-grandfather, Guillaume Mayhew, was a French immigrant who immigrated here in the late 1800s. Now, back in France, he was just a salesman. He had a cart and he sold things like produce to oncomers. Nobody really bought from him, but he sold nonetheless. And one day, he met his wife, a German woman. Together, they had a son named Wilhelm Mayhew, my grandfather. Now, when they had my grandfather, they decided that they didn't want to live in the poverty of France anymore. They decided that it would be best if they moved to America, get a better life. So that's exactly what they did. They got ready, they got on some boats, but something happened, and they were separated and got on different ships to America. My great-grandfather made it, and Wilhelm, my grandfather. But my great-grandmother, Wilhelmina, she got an illness on her boat and passed away before making it to America. So Guillaume was alone in America with nothing but his son and the clothes on his back. And he wanted to do the best he could for Wilhelm, my grandfather. So that's what he did. He tried to get work, but people didn't want to hire him, and when they did, they took advantage of him because he was an immigrant. Luckily, he didn't have the worst of it. He was proficient in English, and he had nice clothes and knew how to take care of himself. Some immigrants weren't that lucky. They didn't speak any English, and they were just treated like dirt and paid nothing because they could have been. So Guillaume kept on living and tried to give the best life he could to little Wilhelm. And kind of like in My Antonia, the first few chapters at least, he had his struggles with immigrating. But eventually he did make it through, and Wilhelm grew up to be my grandfather. And my father was born, and eventually I, William Mayhew, you know me as Bill May, was born. And that's pretty much the end of my immigrant story. And I'm glad you could listen, and thank you for watching Bill May's Guide to Immigration or something. Listen, man, we gotta go. Come on!